Hello, baseball fans. Hope everybody's doing awesome out there, staying safe, enjoying the postseason. Boy, the Phillies in Arizona seem to be hot. If you haven't hit like or subscribe, please do so. Still a new YouTuber in a lot of ways, so the best way you can help somebody like me out is by hitting that like and subscribe. And I give away prizes to subscribers just to say thank you, so you're going to get in on that, and we got one coming up soon. So the Toronto Blue Jays season is over. I waited a week to comment on the season. Very disappointing, I think, like most Blue Jays fans. And a lot of fingers are being poked around. Who should go, who should stay, and more importantly, who to blame. And a lot of people have been talking about Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins and the ownership of the Toronto Blue Jays with Rogers. And to me, it's a little bit of a head scratcher. We could start with Rogers. The Jays had one of the top payrolls in all of baseball, over $200 million US. Rogers is invested, and I have no qualms. In fact, I was impressed and even shocked at how high the Toronto Blue Jays payroll is. Something as a long-term Blue Jays fan, you thought you would never see that type of commitment. So thank you, Rogers. Now, we could go to the management of the Blue Jays and owner. When you talk about Mark Shapiro and the things that he's doing to Toronto to reinvigorate the fan base, the renovations, very exciting. Really, the question's coming down to Ross Atkins. Yeah, the guy who really pulls the strings with players, managers, and really runs the Toronto Blue Jays team. And after a lot of consideration, I do have to still give this guy a pat on the back. Really, the team that Toronto put on the field this year was exceptional. It was one of the best teams, on paper at least, that I thought Toronto has had since 1992-93. Certainly better than the Jose Bautista years. It was not Ross Atkins' fault that these players who were supposed to at least play to the norm or a little bit better didn't. It wasn't his fault that they failed to get runners in scoring position. And that's something that's been said in the post-press conferences, that they're going to do a deep dive in this. And I really hope they replace the hitting coach, because there were some ample mistakes there. But other than the Dalton Varsho trade, and I know it's still early on that, and I know they overpaid by giving them Gabriel Moreno. And I'm not upset that they traded Moreno away. I mean, we were deadlocked with three catchers. Moreno had the least amount of experience. Hindsight's 2020. But there should have been at least a decent reliever thrown into the Dalton Varsho package. Arizona looks like it got a steal. But those things happen. And if you compare that to the things that he's done, Eric Swanson, that great trade, Hicks at the deadline, and more importantly, the starting rotation with Gausman, Barrios. They've done some amazing things there, and even Chris Bassett. That's actually good leadership. Complementing that with people like Matt Chapman, Kiermaier, Belt, giving the Blue Jays all the pieces that they needed to win a World Series, and he did. So it's not his fault that these players failed to live up to the expectations that they should have produced. Now, there is one thing I'm extremely disappointed with, and it looks like it's going to be a problem for next year. And I think this is going to be ultimately the Blue Jays' demise and Ross Atkins. And that is leadership. And I'm talking about coaching. When they replaced Charlie Montoya with such an inexperienced manager, that was a head scratcher to me to begin with. You have a young team looking for serious leadership, looking to go deep into a postseason, looking to be forced to learn from their mistakes. And I don't believe anything of that is happening with John Schneider. Coupling that with the mistakes that he's just made through the season, the Alek Manoah unexpected pull, Jose Barrios after a couple innings, just makes me go, he's not up for the job. And Don Mattingly was there, but I'm not sure how much of a factor he was. The Blue Jays need a hard-nosed manager, somebody that's going to hold Vladdy accountable for swinging outside the zone and chatting it up on first base. Somebody that's not going to expect but demand the best from game run for every inning of those 9 innings. That's the type of management we need. And that's something I'm hoping that Ross Atkins can address and should address. Because ultimately it's his job on the line too. And I'm wondering and fearing that it's going to be another inexperienced year for Blue Jays leadership. That's my rant for today, a bit of a long one. Hope you appreciate it. Let me know what you think in your comments below. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll ramble on soon, guys. Take care.